Asked no brackets, no stars, clean storytelling style about 1976 Lincoln penny, including history value and the truth about million-dollar claims. This tiny coin in your pocket could change your life forever. Imagine finding a simple 1976 penny and discovering it is worth thousands, or even rumored to be worth over $1.7 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But today we are diving deep into the truth about the 1976 Lincoln penny, its history, its real value, and the rare secrets that could make one extremely valuable. Let's start with the history. The 1976 Lincoln penny was minted in the United States during a very special time. The country was celebrating its 200th anniversary, also known as the bicentennial. While coins like quarters, half dollars, and dollars had special bicentennial designs, the penny kept its classic look, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Even though it did not get a special design, the 1976 penny is still important because it was made in huge numbers during a historic year. Billions of these coins were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. U.S. Coins Guide. Because of this, most 1976 pennies are very common now. Let's talk about value. If you find a normal 1976 penny in your pocket today, it is usually worth only a few cents, maybe around 2 cents, because of its copper content. U.S. Coins Guide. Even in better condition, many are only worth between a few cents and a few dollars. Coin No. So, where does the big money come from? The answer is rare condition and mint errors. Coins are graded on a scale, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. A perfect high-grade 1976 penny in mint condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some rare examples have reached over $4,000, depending on condition. Coin No. And one top-quality example sold for nearly $8,000 at auction. CoinValueChecker.com. Now here is where things get exciting. Error coins. These are coins with mistakes made during the minting process, and these mistakes can turn an ordinary penny into something very valuable. Some 1976 pennies have off-center designs where the image is not properly aligned. Others have die cracks known as BIE errors, where an extra line appears in the word liberty. These types of coins can sell from $5 to over $100 or more, depending on how dramatic the error is. U.S. Coins Guide. There are also rare proof coins made in San Francisco with mirror-like finishes, and these can reach over $1,000 in top condition. U.S. Coins Guide. Now, let's talk about the million-dollar claim. You may have seen videos or posts claiming a 1976 penny is worth $1.7 million or even more. Here is the honest truth. There is no verified record of a 1976 penny selling for millions of dollars. Most of these claims are exaggerated or clickbait designed to attract attention. Even experts say that most pennies from this era are common and not extremely valuable unless they have rare errors or exceptional condition. That does not mean you should ignore your coins, because hidden treasures do exist, but they are very rare. So how can you check if your 1976 penny is valuable? First, look for the mint mark under the date. No mint mark means Philadelphia, D means Denver, S means San Francisco. Proof coin. Next, check the condition. A shiny, uncirculated coin is worth much more than a worn one. Then look closely for errors like off-center strikes, unusual shapes, or strange lines. Finally, consider getting your coin graded by professionals if you believe it is rare, because grading can significantly increase its value. Here is the bottom line. Most 1976 pennies are worth only a few cents. Some rare ones can be worth hundreds or thousands, but the idea of a $1.7 million 1976 penny is mostly a myth. Still, the excitement of searching through your coins and possibly finding something valuable is what makes coin collecting so fun. So, next time you get a penny, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, because you never know what hidden story or value might be sitting right in your hand. If you want, I can also make you a viral title, description, and tags to help this video blow up on YouTube. A long YouTube script, no brackets, no stars, about the 1964 Lincoln penny, written in an engaging storytelling style and based on real facts. Title: The 1964 Lincoln penny that could be worth thousands. The truth behind the million-dollar myth. Before we start, imagine these: a simple penny sitting in your pocket right now could be worth far more than 1 cent. Some people claim even up to $1.3 million. But is that actually true, or just internet hype? Today, we're diving deep into the history, value, and shocking truth about the 1964 Lincoln penny. Let's begin. The 1964 Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. It features President Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. This coin was minted during a very important time in the United States. The early 1960s were filled with major historical events and economic changes. What makes the 1964 penny special is that it was one of the last pennies made mostly from copper. It contains about 95% copper and weighs around 3.11 grams. GainesvillaCoins.com. That alone makes it more valuable than its face value. But here is where things get interesting. More than 6 billion of these pennies were produced. That means most 1964 pennies are extremely common. GainesvillaCoins.com. So if you have one in your pocket right now, it is probably only worth about 2 to 3 cents because of its copper content. U.S. Coins Guide, yes, just a few cents. Now you might be wondering, why are people online saying it is worth thousands or even millions? Here is the truth. Not all 1964 pennies are equal. Some rare versions can be worth a lot of money. For example, a normal circulated 1964 penny might sell for around 10 to 25 cents in better condition. Rarest.org. But if the coin is in perfect mint condition, its value can rise into the hundreds or even thousands. There is also something called the 1964 SMS penny. This is one of the rarest versions ever made. Only a few dozen are believed to exist, and some have sold for thousands of dollars, even over $5,000 or more. U.S. Coins Guide, and in extreme cases, some top quality examples have been valued even higher. Now, let's talk about errors. Error coins are where the real money is. These are coins that were made incorrectly at the mint. Some examples include doubled letters where the text appears blurry, or doubled off-center strikes where the design is not properly aligned. Clipped coins where part of the coin is missing. These errors can turn a simple penny into something worth hundreds of dollars, in rare cases even thousands. But what about the claim of $1.3 million? Here is the honest answer. There is no verified record of a 1964 Lincoln penny selling for $1.3 million. Coins that reach that level are usually extremely rare historical pieces or unique mint errors. The 1964 penny simply does not reach that category. So, if you see videos claiming that every 1960 for penny is worth a fortune, be careful. Most of them are exaggerating. However, that does not mean you should ignore your coins, because hidden among billions of ordinary pennies, there could still be a rare one. Here is what you should look for. Check the condition. Shiny red coins with no where are more valuable. Look for mint marks. Coins with a D were made in Denver. Coins with no mark were made in Philadelphia. Search for unusual details. Anything that looks different could be an error, and if you think you have something special, get it checked by a professional, because one small detail could make a huge difference. So in conclusion, the 1964 Lincoln penny is not a $1 million coin, but it is still an important piece of history. Most are only worth a few cents, some are worth a few dollars, and a very small number can be worth thousands. The real treasure is knowing what to look for, because sometimes the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And before you go check your pocket, you never know what you might find. Imagine this: you are holding a simple penny, a coin most people ignore. Maybe it is sitting in a jar or lost in your drawer. Now, imagine that same penny could be worth over $1.2 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, today we are diving deep into the truth about the 1994 Lincoln penny, its history, its real value, and whether it could actually make you rich. Let's start with the basics. The 1994 Lincoln penny features President Abraham Lincoln on the front. This design has been used since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in history. On the back of the 1994 penny, you will see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 to 2008. By 1994, pennies were no longer made mostly of copper. Instead, they were made of zinc with a thin copper coating. That means the coin is about 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. It weighs around 2.5 grams, which is lighter than older pennies. Now, here is something important. The United States produced billions of 1994 pennies. That means most of them are extremely common. So, if you have a normal 1994 penny in your pocket right now, its value is usually just 1 cent. Yes, just 1 cent, maybe 2 or 3 cents if someone wants it for collecting. So, where does the idea of a $1 million penny come from? This is where things get interesting. Not all coins are equal. Some coins become valuable because of rare errors, special mint conditions, or extremely high quality. Let's talk about the mint marks. The 1994 penny was made in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins usually have no mint mark. Denver coins have a small D. San Francisco coins have an S and are usually proof coins. Proof coins are specially made for collectors. They have a mirror-like finish and sharper details. 1994's proof penny in perfect condition can be worth a few dollars, sometimes more if graded perfectly, but that is still far from $1 million. Now, let's talk about errors. This is where real value can appear. Some 1994 pennies have minting mistakes. These include double die errors where the letters or numbers appear doubled off center strikes where the design is misaligned and die cracks, or unusual textures on the coin. If you find a strong error, coin it could be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100s in rare cases, even over $1,000. Condition also matters a lot. Coins graded in near perfect condition can sell for much higher prices. Collectors pay a premium for coins that look brand new with no scratches, no wear, and full original shine. Now, let's address the big question: can a 1994 Lincoln penny really be worth $1.2 million? The honest answer is no. There is no verified record of a 1994 penny ever selling anywhere near that price. Coins that reach over $1 million are usually extremely rare, like unique historical coins or coins with one-of-a-kind errors. The 1994 penny simply does not fall into that category. So why do people say it does? Because viral videos and online posts often exaggerate coin values to get attention, but that does not mean your coin is worthless. Far from it. There is still value in checking your coins carefully. Here is what you should do: look closely at the date and mint mark. Check for anything unusual in the lettering or design. Use a magnifying glass. If possible, compare your coin with known error examples, and if something looks different, do not ignore it. Get it evaluated by a professional coin expert, because sometimes a small detail can turn an ordinary coin into something special. So, here is the final truth: most 1994 Lincoln pennies are only worth face value. Some in excellent condition can be worth a few dollars. Rare error coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands, but the $1 million claim is a myth. Still, the excitement of coin collecting is not just about money, it is about discovery, history, and the thrill of finding something rare. So, next time you see a penny, do not ignore it. Take a closer look, because you might not find $1 million coin, but you could still find a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and tell me in the comments, have you ever checked your coins closely? Because your next discovery could be closer than you think. Here is your long YouTube script, no brackets, no stars, about the 1967 Lincoln penny. It's written in an engaging storytelling style to keep viewers watching. This small coin you might ignore every day could secretly be one of the most fascinating pieces of American history, and in rare cases it could even be worth thousands of dollars or more. Today, we are talking about the 1967 Lincoln penny, a coin surrounded by myths, rumors, and shocking claims, including stories of coins worth up to $1.5 million. But how true is that claim, and what is the real value of this coin? Let's find out. First, let's go back in time to understand the history. The 1967 Lincoln penny was made during a very unusual period in United States history, known as the coin shortage crisis. During the mid-1960s, people began hoarding coins because of rising silver prices and fear that coins would disappear from circulation. To stop this, the U.S. Mint made a very important decision. They removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage collectors from saving coins based on where they were made. U.S. Coins Guide. So every 1967 penny you see has no mint mark, and this is completely normal, not an error. Over 3 billion pennies were produced that year, making it extremely common, even today. Rarest.org. Now, let's talk about the design. The coin features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, designed by Victor David Brenner, and this design has been used since 1909. On the back, you see the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American pride and history. Even though the coin looks simple, it holds deep historical value because it represents a time when the country had to adapt its entire coin system. Now, the big question everyone asks, is a 1967 penny really worth a lot of money? The honest answer is most of them are not. A typical 1967 penny in circulated condition is worth only 1 cent. And even in uncirculated condition, it may only be worth a few cents to $1. Tech Mazza. But here is where things get interesting. Some rare versions of this coin can be worth much more. One of the most valuable types is the special mint set coin, also known as SMS coins. These coins were made with better quality than regular circulation coins and were sold to collectors. A high-grade 1967 SMS penny has sold for over $5,000 at auction. Rarest.org. That is a huge difference compared to a normal penny. Now, Let's talk about error coins because this is where the real excitement begins. Error coins happen when something goes wrong during the minting process. For example, double die errors where the letters appear. Doubled, these coins can sell for around $20 to $50 depending on how strong the error is. CoinValueChecker.com. Another type is die cracks or breaks, which can increase value up to around $100. More dramatic errors, like misaligned dies, can push the value even higher, sometimes reaching hundreds or even over $1,000 in rare cases. Coin identifier. But now we come to the biggest claim. Can a 1967 penny really be worth $1.5 million? The truth is there is no verified record of a 1967 penny selling for $1.5 million. Stories like this usually come from extreme hypothetical cases or misinformation online. However, coins in general have sold for over $1 million when they are extremely rare, one of a kind, or have unique historical mistakes. So, while it is technically possible for a coin to reach that value, it would require an incredibly rare error that is almost never seen. This is why you should always be careful when you see viral claims online. Now, here is something important. Condition matters a lot. Coins are graded on a scale, and the better the condition, the higher the value. A shiny red, uncirculated penny will always be worth more than a worn-out brown one. Collectors pay premium prices for coins that look almost perfect. So, what should you look for in your 1967 penny? Check if it has a strong shine and no scratches. Look closely at the letters and numbers for doubling. Examine the edges for unusual shapes or misalignment. And if you think you have something special, it is always a good idea to get it checked by a professional because sometimes the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. In conclusion, the 1967 Lincoln penny is not just a simple coin, it is a piece of history from a unique time in America. Most are worth only a few cents, but rare versions, especially SMS coins or error coins, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And while the dream of finding a $1 million penny is exciting, the real treasure is knowing what to look for and understanding the story behind the coin. So, next time you see a penny, do not ignore it. Take a closer look because you never know what you might find. If you want, I can also make you a viral title, description, and tags to help your YouTube video rank fire.